So up we come for the toss of the coin.
We'll do the toss. Your call, Dominic.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the tail, that one, because that's the head. Yep.
Well, after all that, a couple of good hard nuts there, aren't they? Cassisi and McDonald. Port kick to the left of screen. Let's go down and join Ricky Olorenshaw. He's got a special guest with him today, football manager from Melbourne, Chris Connolly.
That's right, Mac. I've got someone to keep you warm on this very cold and windy Melbourne day. Chris Connolly, welcome. Good win last week on the back of the emotion of Jim Steins. I guess the challenge now for the club is to reproduce that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was business as usual, but that was mentioned that we've got to maintain that type of intensity and continue right throughout the year for Jimmy.
You've just come out of the rooms. Can you give us a couple of key matchups?
Yeah, look, Warren Treadray really tore us apart last time we played Port Adelaide, so Jared Rivers will start on him, and that's very important for us to control him. And also Pearce has got away on us in the past, so Nathan Jones, as a part of his development, will have a run with role with him.
Well, you'll be with me for the rest of the day, mate. Look forward to your thoughts. Back to you, boys. Have a good call.
Thanks, Rick. So we're just about set to go. Warren Treadray, mentioned by Chris there, having a terrific season. 98 marks so far. Last season he took 105 and 104 in 2007. So he's on pace to eclipse both of those totals. That'll be an interesting matchup. Warnock in very good form as well. So we're set to go. Opening bounce at the MCG. Jamar taps it down decisively. McLean kicks inside the forward 50. Martin comes up. Thurston's did well. In trouble, Pettard. Pettigrew. It's a mouthful. The pair of them playing on each other. Well done. Over the shoulder it came from Salopek initially, and now into space Pettigrew kicks to midfield. Ebert gathers the bouncing football. Roden surrounded by Melbourne players, coughs it up. Bruce stood his ground. Jamar. Maloney towards half forward. Jetta. Good tumbling mark. 60 metres out. Goes towards the pocket. Robbo.
Great kick. There's a really good setup there by the D's. Robertson had a lot of space to work into, and they got the ball in quick. And for Port Adelaide, they like to get their numbers back, and it didn't give them time. That was a terrific mark, but it was there. He got up onto his feet really quickly, and he gave the defence no time to get back and block up that space for Robbo to work into.
Stayed on his feet too. Thought it was in his contract to take a tumble. And he comes 25 metres out. Hangs it out to the right. Doesn't get the distance. Toby Thurston's in the road.
To Cassisi, to Surgeon. So Port to try and build from the back. Corns, Cassisi. Now Pearce. Pearce's kick. Well, it's a one-on-one. Melbourne well placed. Jamar's got it.
Very good overhead mark, Jamar.
To Green on that left foot. Neat looking kick, but not that well directed. Peter Burgoyne. Little give okay to Surgeon, to Cracker. And Cracker looked up and he didn't see a lot, so he's sort of waxing it around a bit. Cassisi to take Jetta on. Back to Kane Corns. A lot of the ball early. Careful kick. Peter Burgoyne. Well, he waited for it and got himself into all sorts of trouble. That was sloppy. And here's Davey.
Davey takes something off the kick to Bate. Bate about 75 metres out from goal then. Good player, Bate. We like him. Goes for distance. Down towards the pocket. Not the best spot for it. 3-on-1. Cracker getting a crumb. Hand passes. Plenty to choose from out there on the outer side. Well, Stewart kicked into the man coming at him. Now they've got a problem. Maloney taken high was Cracker. Advantage is paid. Very short, not 15. Roden feeds it forward. Brogan, Roden, Salopek inside the centre square. Hesitates. Comes back to Cassisi. He was good last week, Dom Cassisi. Burgoyne lucky to get away. Peter Burgoyne through midfield. They've really been forward. In fact, I don't think they've been forward of the centre square. They've coughed it up again. Hand pass from Jamar initially. Finishes with Robertson, and he returns the favour. Jetta found him with a beautiful kick, and that was just as good.
Just Peter Burgoyne on a couple of occasions. On that occasion, he didn't get the ball off with his first option. And Jetta doesn't look confident with this kick at all.
No.
Looking to give it off. Umpire's giving him the benefit of the doubt. See how he goes here.
Jetta 52 metres out just. Yes, to the kickoff line. Martin from behind crashes the pack off hands. The hand pass came from Carlisle. Salopek comes away. Ebert, geez, good overhead.
Good grab. Very good grab.
So Treadray on the lead. Support has been subdued coming out of the back half so far. It's a more promising setup. Treadray's kick, well, to a dangerous spot in the handball. Gee, Robbie Gray.
Gee, Leroy's early on in the game.
Here's Frawley. Gray onto him, and now Gray's got Warnock. That's a terrific second effort by Gray. Not rewarded. Cassisi, Davenport doesn't hold its line. And after all that, Port get the first score of the match. Almost want to rewind the watch, don't you, and start again.
There he is, the coach. He's looking tranquil. His team looking tranquilised. Here's Jack, number 16.
Port Adelaide have started unusually. 8 kicks to 28 handballs.
I think Grimes just got hit by one of those tranquilising darts too. What was that?
That was a mongrel punt.
Westhoff's got it. Oh dear.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was just a poor execution.
So Westhoff, he'll kick from about 40.
Oh, shank.
He didn't time it at all well. Knocked across the line by the brave Rivers. So, what a start.
It's an unusual start. A lot of errors by both sides. A little bit blowy down there.
Is it us because of the games we're coming off, do you think?
Well, we've had some highs, haven't we?
Yes.
But it's an interesting start. Even though it's not the highest quality, it's a good mark.
Yes.
Terrific grab by Dunn, and then Dunn quickly on. Now they've got something going here, the D's. Pettit's a little give, and here's Cameron Bruce. Long bomb inside. Can Robbo get involved? Thurston's good mark in the front.
Mark the ball, Robbo.
Good thing about that, he made him earn it, and it was good play by Bruce to get it in quick. I don't think Dean Bailey would be upset with that, even though Thurston's just taken a mark inside defensive 50.
He should have fond memories of this ground, Thurston's. He had a great day here in the grand final, didn't he, when Port won? Davenport. A little kick to Kane. Corns did well there, Corns. And then quickly off when Jones went to ground. Ebert again. So he's been the lead-up man on a couple of occasions, hasn't he?
Playing a lot higher than he normally does.
And his kick to Davenport. But again, not a great option. Warnock okay, and now Bate, who's pretty deep himself.
Warnock did very well, knocked it down to Bate. He goes along the boundary line. On the outer side, it's Frawley. Over the top, Jamar.
Gee, they've got to man him up because this is his 4th disposal already.
Jamar towards the 50. Robertson in front, knocked away by Carlisle, picked up by Stewart. Now Surgeon. He was good last week too. Loves a run from defence. Shows a fair bit of it to Rivers, who almost finished up completing the mark. Westhoff outnumbered. That's the best he could offer. Close to the boundary line, taken across by Rivers. Well done, Surgeon. He was the man who kicked the ball to Westhoff. He kept on coming, and Westhoff played it pretty well too. That's a very good result for Port.
Was 1 on 3, and he had to find the boundary line and was able to do that.
Brogan won that tap, and then Davey got away from Roden, and now McLean. Jarrah's up in front. McLean decides to go down the corridor. Neat kick off the boot. Pettit at second disposal for him now. He looked up and he saw Brendan Lay coming at him, and he thought, no, I can't handball to him. That wouldn't be a good move. Good pick up from Grimes. Kick into a hot spot. Oh, well done by Jetta, who's been busy early, and the little kick's clever in the end. Not 15, nobody's listening. Bates got plenty of time and kicks the goal.
No disrespect.
It's time to get up and go this July as Toyota dealers are driving South Australia. Get up and go in the Corolla Ascent manual hatch with an efficient VVTi engine. It's the world's most popular small car, and it can be yours from $22,280 drive away, including a $500 SA Shorts holiday. See your local Toyota dealer during July and then get ready to go on your SA Shorts holiday. Oh, what a feeling! Toyota.
Okay, that's right, Josh. Don't push him in.
So Bate, 19 goals for the season, 4 against the Western Bulldogs in round 8.
Jump out, guys.
Back again.
Wait.
The umpire wants it back.
You're on my end, mate.
Umpires this afternoon, James, Sully and Wen.
Jared. Straight up. Thank you.
The ruckman made contact initially. Brogan going hard at Jamar. This is Roden. Chad Corn smothered off the boot. Well done by Morton. He's away with it. Kicks inside the forward 50. Going back. Jarrah is going to get a free kick.
Then went the footy. Just here.
The Cougar.
Here he is, the Cougar.
Right there.
Pounces on it, Dennis.
Amazing. He got bowled over, the Cougar, is what happened. Yeah, you can't do that.
48. The bloke that wore 48, that kicked a couple of bags of 7 in a row, Dan. Remember who he was?
7 in a row.
A couple of times.
Smithy?
No, 29. Oh.
There goes the kick and he puts it through. Whoever he was, he couldn't have done that.
There's an easier way to do things these days. That's why at SGIC, we've changed the way you buy car insurance. We call it the Unold Way. From now on, you call the shots. You choose the type of cover that suits you and the savings that suit your budget. Easy choices. It's the Unold Way. Visit us or call 133 233 and unworry.
He's going to be a star, that kid, Chris. What is this nickname that Ox is on about, Cougar? No, what's the background to that?
Look, our standing president, Don McClarty, nicknamed him that, and it's kind of taken off like wildfire throughout the club. So there you go. It's nothing too deep.
It's mine.
I'll say.
So Stewart inside the 50. He's a talent though, Joe, isn't he?
Yep.
Loving what he's done so far. That's a terrible turnover.
You don't want to give it to this bloke because he is a good shot at goal. The two shots at goal that Port Adelaide have had now have been from direct kicks from Melbourne. Just poor efforts getting rid of the footy.
He's on the mark.
So Jack Grimes again.
Thanks, Brendan. Yeah. Yes, where
What about the courage of the pigeon? They're about 5 metres away from the man on the mark. He didn't move when the footy was coming.
No, just
almost got trampled.
Just focused in on what he's about, Den.
That's right, that's focus.
He is an accurate kick laid.
Bit of breeze down there. It swirls towards that end.
7 goals, 2 from set
beautiful.
shots so far this year, and he gets them on the board. Mr. Reliable in front of the big sticks.
They had a Japanese beer. They had a new Mexican beer. But they didn't have his beer.
You'll always find what you want at Sip and Save, where right now there are great bargains like these.
Sip and Save drive-thrus. Great range, no dramas.
He's been a wonderful servant of Port Adelaide. He was the real star in that exchange, the pigeon. I think they stepped over him to get to the footy. Didn't flinch. Normally a wingman. Straying down towards half forward. It's knocked down there by Martin. We've got a whistle and a free kick is going to Dunn. Dunn plays on immediately. McLean.
That's too easy.
Short. Green. They're finding space. Kicks inside the 50. But it's Port doing the scoring. Pettigrew at the back is claimed immediately by Jarrah. Thurston's left it behind, falling to the ground. Bate. Jones a half chance. Good pressure applied to him. Robbo missed the footy completely. Goes after it. Thurston's again doing well. Pettigrew. Chad Corns. That's a sight. Laid in the back pocket. Goes back. Surgeon.
Switches there.
Now they've got a chance around the other side. Thurston's to Burgoyne, needs to be precise, comes back towards the middle. Kasisi, Salopek under pressure. Westhoff was up, too easy though. Rivers robbed him of the football. And around the outer side, Melbourne will build again as Bruce comes back to Maloney.
Maloney, good looking kick off the boot. Well, Green decides to go short and wide. Jones got it.
He's working really hard, Jones. He's picked up Pearce at the start of the match, and he's working really hard to get forward to make Pearce accountable. And on occasions where Pearce has been beaten this year, Bruce, they've gone forward on him because he's very reluctant to go too deep. And I think that's one plan of Melbourne's here this afternoon.
Well, Jones also has been an accurate kicker this season for the D's. from set shots at least. And that one, he's given it a hook. It was 4 goals, 1 prior to that. So Melbourne have missed a couple. But still, you feel like the game is taking a while to really warm up, don't you?
Absolutely.
A lot of numbers. There's not one player in Port Adelaide's 50, and there's only one Port Adelaide player in this half of the ground.
They've got the numbers across half back. Port. Salopek takes on McDonald. Bit lucky, advantage not paid.
Sorry, you weren't clear. You were under pressure initially.
Seen at the other end of the ground.
Look at that. Just right there, everyone following the football at the moment.
Well, the pack moves across the ground, but the idea is they can't move quickly enough to block it on the other side. And as you can see, they haven't got there yet. This is Carlisle. Just pops it over the top. Pettigrew, who's pushed up. Under pressure, the kick goes towards half 40, but missed it. Loose at the back. Wheatley's over the football. Puts it into the path of Grimes. Wonderful courage, Brogan. Stolen away by Bruce. Bruce gets a hand pass across towards Bell. Bit of a fumble. Still some time though, Bell. Comes to McDonald.
Got to hold it up here. He's got nothing to go to down the ground. All of Melbourne players are in defensive 50 for Port Adelaide.
Back he goes. Frawley. She's a promising player, Frawley. McDonald. Now the kicks to Wheatley and Ebert. Well, no free kick, but Wheatley kept control. Maloney has been very good this season. Nice kick again by Maloney for the 2nd time in the last couple of minutes. Petter's been busy enough early. Switches it to McDonald.
Bruce is free.
And that's the way he's going. Surgeon took the chance. Terrific again, Surgeon. And now Roden, who loves to run and bounce and carry. Oh, that's an awkward looking kick, but they've got some time here. Gray inside. Kane Corns loads up. He's got a fair bit of it. That's a great kick. Drilled it home from outside 50 or right on.
Eat a wide variety of fruit and vegetables every day? Who's got the time? Nah, we all have. Heron's all-natural daily fruits and berries and daily vegetable supplements contain 12 varieties of each. Simply top up your intake. Simply Heron.
It's gonna work, Dad. It's time.
You'd be a really nice catch for somebody. Please.
Just for Men takes 5 easy minutes, targets only the grey hair, and can start something great. Just for Men.
Well, there's a goal kicker in Kane Corns. Tasty matchup, Chris. Corns versus Davey.
Yeah, look, it was disappointing. We expected him to go to Aaron and push forward off him. The matchups for ourselves in the middle, Dean Bailey's a play creator, so our players who are matching up will push hard forward, and we've seen that with Nathan Jones, Lyndon Dunn and Cameron Bruce out of defence.
Port lead it by a point. Toby Thurston's proving resolute back there.
There's good play before by Surgeon too to knock it away to really give Port Adelaide a chance of scoring.
Surgeon's been terrific. He's had 7 possessions so far. He gives them run, and he really is a tough hombre. Melbourne, Jetta tries to pull it back for Jones. Kept coming. Pearce didn't. Jones has got the football. Plays on. He's 60 metres out of goal. Well, his forwards lax there. They needed some movement towards the pocket. That's where he wanted to go. Jetta left the ball on the ground. Eventually the hand pass from Morton. Virtually spiked there by McLean. Went to Westhoff. Now the break is on. Roden. Nobody inside the forward 50 for Port, so he's got a problem. He's holding it up. He did very well. Came back to Westhoff, to Pearce. Still a lot of Melbourne back. The one-man forward is Ebert. They need him. Well, he's on the deck. He can't. Well, he might. He goes after Rivers and gave away a free kick.
A little bit fumbly there. Nearly cost them a scoring chance.
It was about 5-on-1 in that 50, so Ebert had his work cut out.
Joe Murray started the game very well, coming in for his 5th possession already. It's his yearly average.
To Morton. And now Wheatley. So promising here. Dunn back in the team today. It was a neat kick. Jara got it. Only man that read it.
The Cougar Den.
Amazing enough.
Just waiting behind, ready to pounce.
You give a bloke a nickname and he's a better player.
Exactly. It was really good movement here by Paul Wheatley, but also Dunn, who created the run from behind. Get it in long. Very hard for any defence to stop or to guard numbers, but get it over the top and it's even more dangerous.
Such an exciting prospect from Yuendamu in Central Australia, and Jarrah's kicked a second goal in the opening term.
So Jarrah,
there's Aussie.
Yeah, in the crowd.
He'll be looking forward to getting back into this side. He lit the MCG up this time last year.
Wasn't he great? Live wire. Here's Wheatley. Jarrah's got 2 goals already. McLean goes back. Jones still inside the centre square. Comes across the ground. Grimes didn't break stride. Goes down towards half forward. Bate. She's clever. There's something about Bate that sets him apart. Goes long. It's coming back. Hit the post.
He's uncanny, isn't he, Dan?
Yep, he's uncanny. That's exactly right.
As a junior, he was an absolute standout in the under-18 competition. And he hasn't quite reached those heights yet, but yeah, he's improving each season.
He's only 22. You feel like he's been around for a long time, but there's a lot of upside, you'd think. He's a bit of a barometer, isn't he? When he plays well and kicks goals, the D's are going to be hard to beat always. Kasisi. I know Port were worried about some of the matchups down back today because Melbourne's got a different forward line.
Yeah, they have. It's not traditional, is it, by any stretch? But one thing that Port aren't doing, they're not taking off. They're not playing risky footy. They're stop-start. And when Port are at their best, they're actually on the move.
Well, Stewart, that little kick to Gray. Gee, sets Gray a task there. It was a poor option.
Bates free too.
And now Bate, who's getting the better of Stewart in this opening term, to Davey, to Jarrah. And then Jarrah back to Davey. And Davey, well, that kick's not going to get far enough. Cut off by Logan. So Logan with some continuity in his foot. He's played the last dozen games now. Salopek, who was dropped a couple of weeks ago. And a poor pre-season with the Achilles and got injured with the shoulder and then struggled for form. Now this is better. Cracker, who's such a great runner with the ball.
Inside the forward 50, but it's all Melbourne back. Rivers.
Well, Port Adelaide have got their numbers in Melbourne's forward 50, and Melbourne are doing the same. It's almost end-to-end at the moment.
Dunn. Oh, taken high, Dunn.
Contact.
Set up McDonald there.
Let him straight up.
Clowns was bearing down.
He argued with the umpire on that as well.
What about the look? Clint Eastwood wants his look back. Inside the centre square, Grimes takes off again. Busy customer, talented kid, Jarrah!
The Cougar is up.
Now his man, Pettigrew, was just coming back from a run up the ground, and Surgeon was left to fight.
How much space are they going to give the Melbourne forwards? At the moment, they are very content to zone off and play off. If they're not careful, they'll be a big way down and showing no real respect for players that have only played a handful of games.
So Jarrah going at his third. And Port really just so lackadaisical at the moment. Jarrah's got 3. He's a beautiful kick. Wonderful style.
Taking his tour group on a trip they'll never forget.
Unfortunately, the flight is overbooked.
Guys, I need a line just around the wall, please. Just along the wall.
What a bloody disgrace.
We got the right to fly first.
Enough is enough. Don't swear at me. Sir, step backwards. All stations, can I have assistance at the boarding gate?
It's more than 10 hours. What do you expect?
Can we have help urgently?
Is that normal?
Seven's brand new Airways starts Tuesday, 7:30.
Well, a star is born, eh? We saw him on the Friday night and he impressed us so much. He's clean. He's a beautiful kick. He's got clean hands. He's got a football brain and he's exotic. He comes from a place that no one's ever really come from before and he's playing this footy at the highest level. It's great stuff. 3 goals to Jarrah. Brogan, Carr, didn't take it. Pressure on him now. He's in trouble.
Oh, benefit.
I'm out, came back in.
Just some of the major start winners, McLean and Bruce. Bate and Jamar are the leading possession winners for Melbourne, and Surgeon, Cassisi, Thurstons and Kane Corns for Port Adelaide.
So Cassisi just a high ball to centre half forward. Westhoff worked underneath. So Port are having terrible trouble when they get the ball there. Dunn, McDonald decides to load up and go to Jarrah. Why not? He outnumbered that time, but still made the contest. Forced a couple of Port players. Surgeon, well, Port will be in trouble without him in the opening term. Corns back to Surgeon, running hard to Gray. Run down, just got his kick. Half a toe poke. Chad Corns couldn't quite. Gray, well done. Chad Corns, clever. Westhoff will search for it and find it and then hook it and kick it.
Good goal.
Yep.
Clear.
It was a very good goal because he missed the mark. He had an easy opportunity, and then to have the composure and the poise to actually straighten himself up. Warnock was all under him too. Good chase here by Davey, but Warnock was all over the fact that he was going to actually duck back in and get it onto his right boot, but he was still even too tricky for Warnock. See it here, he's ready for it, but was unable to turn as quick as he would have liked. Good finish.
And again, Surgeon lit them up off half back, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been very good.
Looks as though Port's going to put Melbourne's defence under pressure. They've now pushed Chad Corns to the goal square, Chris, but that's been a problem all year for you guys, easy goals.
Oh, look, it has. We've worked so hard for our shots at goal, and then if you look at Port's goals, we've just really given them so much room, and it's so easily.
Bounce back in the middle. Melbourne just with the one spare man back in defence at the moment, although he's come up to join the play. Now he's backed off. That's Cameron Bruce. Port Adelaide playing with 4 set forwards, 2 of them deep. See them back just outside the square. Corns, Treadray. The idea, I think, is for the smaller men up the ground to hit their spots hard as they come up with a long kick, but long kicks have been few and far between from Port. On the lead, Treadray has it knocked away. Well done by Warnock. It's out of bounds on the 50.
Well, Treadray's only had the one kick. We heard Chris Connolly before the game saying that Treadray was one person they wanted to stop, and Pearce has only had 4. So those 2 stoppers have done their job in the first term.
Brogan works his way in front. Jamar hooks it down. McLean had it, lost it. Brogan took the shortcut, just went straight at them. Cassisi applies a tackle, and Pearce, with a sense of humour, pushes Jones onto the pile.
He's Roden just trying to make a bit of room for Pearce. But that's one thing I don't reckon Port Adelaide do enough, is protect the players that are getting tagged.
Your guy's out of the contest in for the moment.
The pigeon?
Yep. McLean back to Green. And Green running hard and then kicking wide. A couple of options. Pettit now. Grimes has run really hard here for Pettit. He still may get it from Maloney. Grimes. Maloney's been good. Jetta's on. Goes to Bate in the contest. Jarrah almost. The one-hand surge on 11th disposal. Kane Corns doing very well. Chicalo. That probably sums up how lethargic Port has looked at times in this quarter. They're getting a wriggle on now. Gray's little one, but again, it was a 50-50 ball for Logan, and Bruce had the drop on him. Wasn't a good kick by Gray. Oh. Well, that's sort of about good kicks. Westhoff, good hands there from Roden.
What there, Jar?
Treadray short. He's kicked 37 goals, Treadray, in 14 matches against Melbourne, so he's been prolific. Chad Corns and Eve at the target, and that was a good, terrific kick by Treadray.
Yeah, beautiful. He's one of the best opposite side kicks in the game. The kick of Morton's there breaks every coach's heart and every supporter's heart. 5-metre kick, and you've hit the opposition on the chest. Not good enough.
Well, he made the kick coming out of defence for Port look like it was a beauty.
And they had the turnover with Bruce working really hard to execute the spoil.
Tight pocket for the left footer.
Trainers out.
Inside part of the post.
So the left footers, Bate and Ebert, both hitting the post in the opening term.
This is where Paul Wheatley's important. Kick-ins for Melbourne. He is one of the better kick-ins in the competition.
Dying seconds of the opening term. Wheatley taking plenty of time. Just chips it close to the boundary line. Cameron Bruce has got it. Clock continues to run, so if Melbourne mark this footy, this will be the end of the action. Morton, though, wants to get a kick away just to show he's better than what he showed last time, but doesn't get the chance. He finishes with a footy. And his side finished with the lead at quarter time. Well, if you're a betting man, you would have had half of this contest in your daily double.
Well, he copped a headbutt last week, didn't he?
Yeah, car insurance wouldn't be cheap. 4-2-26 to 3-3-21. Sunday football at the MCG.
Liam Jarrah, the 20-year-old, in his 4th game today, kicks 3 goals. Long bomb from Kane Corns. Surgeon terrific in that opening quarter. And Port slow to start, but coming back. And let's go down and join the football manager of the D's, Chris Connolly, with our man Ricky Olorenshaw.
Good on you, Marker. Well, what were your thoughts on that first quarter, Chris?
Well, it's not so much my thoughts, but Dean Bailey spoke to the team and he was really pleased with our contested possession and also our giver the first option. We're giving it instantly, and that's creating a lot of opportunities through the midfield. And he spoke about the challenge being now that, you know, Port Adelaide season's on the line if they lose to Melbourne, for where we're placed on the ladder. And if we can continue to sustain the pressure and continue to win the ball, you know, we'll be in a good position at half-time.
We saw a fair glimpse of the Melbourne Footy Club's future with Grimes coming off half-back and into Liam Jarrah, the Cougar, who's an excitement machine.
Oh, look, he's been fantastic, and I thought Neville Jetta was sensational down there too. We're resting Jamie Bennell today. Jack Watts will come back into the team. Jack Grimes, a future leader. It's really exciting when you look at the individual improvement of our young players.
All right, good on you, Chris. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Interesting first term. 5 points the difference. Started slowly, but certainly gathered momentum that quarter. Second term, Sunday football at the G. And that's a bounce. Ruckman up, then down. Jamar, who's been good. Maloney tried to give a hand pass off. Going back is Grimes, stolen by Treadray. Burgoyne inside the forward 50, low down, taking a tumble west off after the football Warnock. Jones used his body well. On his knees to Green. Bruce in trouble. Gathered by Logan, will almost, spilled it eventually. Good pressure. Green over the head of McLean, but Melbourne get behind Port, and as a result McLean can run it to half forward. Can he finish? Not a good kick. It goes out towards Jarrah. Jarrah 40 metres from goal, sweeps it back to Maloney. Maloney steps to 50. Beautiful finish.
All clear.
The true taste of a car is how its ideas come together. Camry, built down under, sold all over.
Maloney had 7 tackles and 7 clearances and 27 disposals in the win last week, and he started just as well today. And again, Jarrah, if he's not kicking them, he's getting a goal assist, isn't he? So Port, as Dennis said, were caught out there. They got behind them, the D's. That hasn't been easy to do. McLean again to Davey. Davey to half forward. Well done, Jetta, but went back, unfortunately, to Roden. Roden to Peter Burgoyne, to Kane Corns. Jacob Surgeon inside. Back to Cracker. Clever kick by Cracker. He was squeezed up, didn't have a long ago, and found Davenport.
This is the difference between the two sides. When Port Adelaide come inside, they're under pressure.
Davenport, slowish kick. Logan always brave underneath it.
Jack Corns has just come on. He might get an easy one here.
He's wide of Logan.
Oh, the umpire's come on.
There. Interchange free kick to Melbourne at the half back line right there. And 50. And 50, so. And 50.
That was when Chad Corns came on. And the umpire was straight up off his seat. He's obviously seen something that was...
Michael Jennings is the umpire.
Yeah, not to his liking, and as a result, Melbourne get the turnover. Mark Williams won't be happy with that in the least. Here's Jarrah.
Bruce kicks to him. Pettigrew would be a nervous guy at the moment. Kasisi, Jarrah, Chad Corns.
Ball's pinned to him. I'll have the ball. Stand up.
Probably the first time Chad's seen Liam.
Yeah, it would have been. First time a lot of these players would have.
That was terrific. Second and third efforts there.
Free kick to Melbourne.
Melbourne. No, both arms. I saw it the other way.
J-Mar gets the free kick.
I saw it the other way that time. You're behind him, arms around. Thanks, mate.
Can't believe it, Dean Brogan. Let's have a look at it.
He has mastered the look of disbelief. I'll give him that.
Problem is he puts his hands around him. Whether he pushes or pulls or whatever,
it looks like it.
It's still, you put doubt in the umpire's mind, and they're human.
It's no good. J-Mar comes in. Well, it's all academic now. He puts it out of bounds on the full.
Didn't kick through it, did he?
No, he just tugged it way to the right.
Play on.
Gee, a long time since Tom Logan had the ball at half forward about to handball to Chad Corns, isn't it?
Wait. Play on now.
So here is Chad. Good effort from Dunn in the front. And can he beat off a couple? He's got Cassisi and Corns. Did well done.
He get a free kick here too, I reckon.
Get up, get up. It's all right, get up.
No.
Hey, Lyndon, don't give anything away.
It was a good effort there by Dunn because he was out number 2 to 1. Oh, there we go. He's lost the plot, Chad.
No. And 50.
Got to get him out of there now. Suggest his brother goes over to him, or even Treadray. 3 things, and that all stemmed from when he went out onto the ground incorrectly.
Well, he hasn't had a good day, to be honest. I mean, his first touch was smothered and Melbourne got a goal. So to the bench he comes. First game back after a month out with the knee, and such an important player for the Power, both physically and emotionally, isn't he?
Yes.
That's probably the worst 3 minutes of Chad Corns' playing career right there.
So Lyndon Dunn, he's going to enjoy this. That's sweet.
Come in and see the good guys take some. Get the latest
Notebooks.
The Good Guys. Pay less, pay cash.
It's gonna work, Dad. It's time.
You'd be a really nice catch for somebody. Please.
Just for Men takes 5 easy minutes, targets only the grey hair, and can start something great. Just for Men.
And lost in all of that is that the margin has skipped away to 17 points.
His brother's not even happy with him.
No, keeping his distance. Well, he knows him best, I suppose.
Their finals aspirations are on the line here, Port Adelaide. They've got to find the footy and start getting it inside 50.
Roden floats one down towards half forward, bounces high. Bruce got a fist on it. McDonald worked off the lane of the ball. Roden, still Roden. There's a U-turn. He comes back to Cassisi. Short one is on. Brogan, 55 metres out, runs to 50. Can he get the distance? You bet he can. Terrific goal. Well done, Port.
Why does life have to be so fast? Why can't we just hang out? I mean, does it really matter if the kids don't get to bed on time? And why can't you spend the whole weekend in your PJs? Wouldn't it be great to slow it all down, put a bit of un in our lives and get on with the good stuff? We want to help you uncomplicate, unhassle and unworry.
Well, fellas, I'm going to act as Chad Corns' attorney because it wasn't actually his fault that the free kick was given away at the interchange bench. It was actually Peter Burgoyne who's sitting there. He was the culprit. He didn't actually go through the interchange gates properly.
Oh, dear.
You've got a promising future in that game as well, Ricky. Well done. Cassisi, so Port get a much-needed goal. Carlisle got it from Pearce. Salopek. Stewart to build. Surgeon so important in that opening turn. Decided not to give it off to Stewart. It was probably a better option if he had it. And Grimes is just so impressive. To Bate is on his wrong side. Kicks it wide with the right. Dunn's been good. They brought him back especially for Port, you felt. And that's a lovely looking kick, and Jarra's done it again. The best of the lot of them.
Wow.
He's taking an ordinary afternoon at the MCG to new heights.
Oh, these have found a new full forward.
People are saying, Jack, who?
Do you reckon? I think Robbo might have just handed the baton over, don't you?
I think so. He didn't touch anything. He just got up there.
That's 20 gone.
Wow.
Talk about a turn on.
Oh, that's casual. That is so casual. Disappointing. Really disappointing.
It's the best point I've seen in a long time.
I think
big miss though.
Yeah, what put him off was the airbags deployed, or the face masks dropped down. Here comes Pettigrew out of defence, drives it long towards half forward. Logan didn't take his eye off the footy, but then dropped the mark. Bruce has got him. He tries to feed it out. Davenport, Salopek, need more from him. Quality player. Gray left the ball behind. Frawley, McDonald back to Frawley. Melbourne running hard. Got to go and meet the football. Well, don't even have to do that. Jetta gets it. Goes looking for Jarra. Through his legs, Jarra. Pettigrew has had a real tough afternoon. Gave it to Corns. His kick half blanketed. Taken by Morton. Maloney. Jarra is dropping back. Jarra will fly from the side. Well, he got in there somewhere. And the mark's been taken by Robbo.
Let's have a look at Jarra's mark one more time, and then we'll come back to Robbo. Have a look at this. His foot is up over his head. It's a good vertical leap. But Jarra actually created this. He just got bodies out of the way. It was probably a free kick, but it enabled Robbo to fall back into the hole.
Probably fair to say, too, that Russell Robertson's pride has been pricked. Immediately, he wanted to take a mark. In he comes, and he kicks a goal, unlike Jarra.
So Robbo gets a goal. He's kicked, and Jarra continues to have an impact. It was his smother on Chad Corns' kick that kept the ball in close. So Melbourne doing well. Robbo.
Kate, don't throw your elbow again.
Heard the umpire there. Keep the elbow down. Kane, he said.
Knock it out, guys.
And it'll be a ball up, I think.
It's a little bit rattled here, Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
They don't...
distracted almost, aren't they?
Yeah.
Give them space, don't lock, guys.
I mean, and when they've been in this situation before, they haven't had that leader to stand up and take the game by the scruff of the neck and lead the way.
Well, they're winning the clearances, Melbourne, I should say. Well done by Martin to Green. Corns getting back. Did well there, Corns. He's a proud man. He'd think right now I owe him a bit today. And here's Kane Corns running hard. Kick to Logan. And Bruce doing well here. Wheatley who stretches.
Just one-on-one, they're too good at the moment, Melbourne.
Sort of the B-grade Mr. Gadget, isn't he? Sort of the stand-in for Dustin Fletcher, Wheatley. There's a lovely kick down the line by Morton.
He's a good player, Wheatley. Quick for a big man. Pettit goes long down towards full forward. Oh, well done, Pettigrew that time. Worked Jarra under the ball. Kicks out to the bright sunshine.
Carr coming in for his first touch for the afternoon.
Crowd favourite. Comes back towards the kick-off line. Well, they had a couple to choose from there. They didn't stop booing after the kick because it went to Chad Corns. It's a boo-a-rama. There's Surgeon. Out of the back pocket. Close to the boundary line. Stays in. Jones has got the run of it. Gee, that was good football. Slapped it across to Morton, to McLean, to Morton. Back to Maloney. We'll go to McLean. Cassisi just on. Now Wheatley, who can kick it a mile, goes long. Working in front down there. Pettit. Lurking behind is Jarra. Jarra's a bit tired, I think. Well, no. Terrific. Flicks it to his own advantage. Snaps. I thought if for a minute that was going to be the shot after we've seen those marks, the Cougar could have become the Luger.
Well, he was going half pace, but he was still too quick for Chad Corns.
He was knackered, wasn't he?
He was.
Came from nowhere.
This is where they're having trouble. They can't get it out at the moment. Melbourne have got a pretty good zone set up, and Port Adelaide no movement.
Just missed a few of the D's, haven't they? You feel like they should be another 2 goals in front.
Yep.
So Stewart out of the back half. Treadray hooking back quickly. Ebert trying to work away with Frawley. Good contest. Roving it was Pearce, and then Pearce hooking back. That's close.
Great
That's
goal.
a great goal. Well, they need a bit of that right now.
Domination by the D's, winning one-on-ones, combining much better. They lead by just 13 points. That's the good news for Port. Knocked down by Lade, taken by Gray.
Here he is.
Jarrah. Well done, Cassisi. Terrific. Kane Corn sweeps it back. Pettigrew squares the ball. Now Thurstons runs from half back, kicks beyond the wing. Taken by Davenport, 60 metres out. Gray.
Good kick. Really good transfer. They had the loose player in Thurstons off half back, and that set up what was a really good thrust inside 50.
Now they're starting to move for the first time. It's an interesting analogy to draw, but it reminds me very much of Toby Gillis. Now there's an old TV series, but remember Maynard G. Krebs?
Yep.
They seem as though it's uncool to be urgent. You know, like
laid back.
They really need to get a move on sometimes, Port. Maybe this is the start of things, although Gray tugs it to the left. But the last 2 movements forward actually have shown some enterprise.
And they won a clearance too, Dan. I mean, Cassisi was terrific in the centre a moment ago, wasn't he? But yeah, they're within 2 goals, fortunately at the moment, relying on individual efforts up forward. Terrific Mark Rivers to Frawley. Frawley had nowhere to go, so he went back to Rivers, to Maloney. And Maloney's kick along the line, just missing the target, but Pettigrew overstepped it. And now Jarrah, so clean. Not a great handball to Green, put him under pressure. Working hard, Surgeon and Cassisi. Salopek ducked.
He's in trouble. You duck your head and you don't attempt to get rid of it, you're going to get pinged every time.
It was a difficult handball because he had no space to work in with his back to Green, to Morton, to Bate. They're going to have to bring him down because he's a long bomber. Martin gives it to Jarrah, and then Jarrah looks up and goes bang again.
Oh, he's got eyes too. He lowered them and he saw him. Fantastic play. Mark Williams would want to probably put someone on Liam Jarrah sooner or later.
Well, he's had Pettigrew on him, and Pettigrew, to his credit, had a couple of moments in this quarter, but he's a rare bird, Jarrah, I should say.
Pete, go with him, mate, out. You're right.
Looks like he's got a full hand, doesn't he? He can do it all.
Yeah, takes a good player to do that.
And he's bringing other players into the game, and I think that's the most exciting thing.
So Pettit to put the D's 3 goals in front, and he does.
Involved there on the left. Jarrah got the pass to Pettit on the right, ending in a goal. Jarrah's booted 3 himself. We'll get a line through his fitness as this game proceeds, because moments before he kicked that ball inside the forward 50. It was up near the centre circle. He's covering a bit of ground. Here's Maloney, having a good season too. Maloney, the former Cat, breaks away, kicks inside that 50 once again. Sliding in Cracker. Martin's over the football. Opportunity for Dunn. Well done, Cassisi, the skipper. Over the ball now. He may have a problem.
To him, I'll have it.
Ball up.
No prior up. As soon as he's taken possession, the ball was pinned.
Dom Cassisi is playing a game, 16 possessions. He's leading, but not too many following. 52-34. Jamar and Brogan, they battle for it. Martin got a hand to it, but Brogan emerges with it. Roden, Burgoyne, the man who transgressed, coming off the ground, set up a Melbourne goal. Frawley got a fist on it. Davenport down towards the pocket, getting back though. Bruce, he's been very dependable back there. Bell in trouble, coughed it up. Carr, Salopek, chance for Port. Oh, wonderful finish. He's a lovely player, Stephen Salopek.
With Paul Wheatley returning to the team, Cameron Bruce playing back in defence now, usually gets tagged by Kane Corn, so good move by Dean, and Jack Grimes really does it with maturity. So we have some different options, and I think that's really helped us in this game.
Let him go back.
Chris Connolly with Ricky, so Roden winning the free kick for a high one against Davey. Well, Peter Burgoyne,
he's got old legs at the moment, Peter Burgoyne.
Yeah, he's got rubbery legs, all right. I mean, just an awful effort by him. That should hang his head in shame, honestly. Logan, Stewart, Cassisi is, well, we were looking for a leader. They found one. Pettigrew, not a good kick. And that's a strong mark by Morton. Gee, I was a bit hard on Burgoyne, wasn't I? But that was just that was pathetic.
But he's done.
That's the last I'll say on it.
But he's done it 3 or 4 times today, where he's just he's looked old. He hasn't got that power through the hips like he used to be. The master of turning players inside out.
Thurston's takes the mark on his chest. I like you, Bruce, when you pull your punches. Short one comes to Kane Corns. Corns. Oh, well done, Robertson. Knocked it away from Brogan. Morton had it. Gives it across to Davey. Possibly the best kick in the team. He's trying to work it back left to right. Can't get it there. Behind.
Gee, he read it well, Robbo, didn't he? He saw Kane Corns come in. Now let's have a look at Burgoyne. Here he is. Just that power not to be able to hold. And it's here. This is where he used to be able to turn players inside out, but went to ground.
And that's a terrible feeling in that situation when you know it's gone bad too, don't you? You're muttering to yourself.
Oh, they're in trouble again here.
Hand pass comes across from Martin, getting through as Davey.
He doesn't miss those.
No trouble at all. He's got his second.
So a mess up at the back for Port. Well done, Davey and Bates. So Bates with a couple.
Here we go.
1-2 in a row, the D's, since 2007, about at the middle of the year. So right now, they're going like winners. There's a long way to go, but they're winning a lot of clearances and they're playing with a lot of energy. Davies suddenly become a very important player again. Bate, Stewart, good effort that time by Stewart. He's had an awkward day, Stewart. Hasn't been clean at the back. He's looked a bit nervous. Here's Cassisi, who's been very good. Cracker, back to Cassisi. Then goes back, but that pressure's there. And Pettigrew, well done that time by Thurstons. Cassisi again, under pressure. Pearson-Jones, and I reckon that last 30 seconds symbolises what we've seen in this opening half.
And that's the first boundary throw-in for the quarter and only the third for the match. So they're playing, obviously, inside the circle den.
Just working that out. Yes, that's remarkable, isn't it?
It is.
Around the outer side, Davies got it, pulls it back towards the middle. Cracker should have done better. Ball just fell in front. Comes across towards Robertson. Robertson buys himself some time and puts it out of bounds on the full.
Thank you.
Slick hand pass coming out from Jeddah.
I think Mark Williams wants his quarter to finish and finish in a hurry because Melbourne are threatening.
Salopek. Melbourne's confidence really on the rise. Ebert could have almost got a free there. Carried under the ball. Bruce, Frawley, confronted. Gee, a bit slow, giving it off. Careful. He intended to go back to Bruce, but Bruce had long since passed. That's a matchup that could come back to worry Melbourne. Throw in on the wing. Brogan knocked it down. There was a half chance for Wheatley, stolen away by Gray.
And Gray's kick inside the 50, but Jones, well, probably should have taken a piss. Was standing there watching it all happen. Now Roden's got a couple of choices. Does a bounce, running hard, handball over the top shoulder. Ridiculous. Oh. Holding the ball, surely. No, Tredray's got the goal.
That umpire is got to be joking.
Equity handball, that's how.
Oh, that is horrible. I want to say that he has ran 60 metres. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Well, that's the worst decision of the century.
Oh, hang on, there's been a couple. It's a strong genre.
That is at the top. That is at the top of the tree of bad decision. That is as bad as Stuart Wen made that call.
Umpire wasn't any worse than Roden. Roden was worse than the umpire.
Now we assume he's had prior opportunity. That being the case.
Worst call of the century then.
I'm sorry about that, boys. I was doing my best.
Worst call of the century. It's a very strong genre, as they would say in Cairn. There's the bounce. Knocked down by J-Mac.
The umpire was 2 feet from the action. No. That seagull or that pigeon must have got in the way.
There goes the kick from Wheatley inside the forward 50.
That's a
Robertson
big hit.
launched himself. That would have hurt. Yes, Bates in trouble. Over the shoulder looking for Robertson. Pettigrew beaten for pace though. Jenner went down. Thurston's in trouble. Gives off a hand pass. Robertson butters up again. Out of there by Carlisle. That ball just trickles back towards Carlisle.
Is that when the whistle went?
Just then. Is that the first whistle?
That was for the Roden kick.
I give up.
Gee whiz. I don't know what that free kick was for either.
So Lade and Jamar, what a strange old first half. And then beautifully jumped to Robbo, who's missed on the left for the second time. Feel like this is going to come back to haunt Melbourne.
That free kick will be replayed all week. That is... Den, in all seriousness, that is the worst decision I think I've ever seen.
No, about 3 weeks ago at Subiaco Oval, that free kick with Kelly. Same thing, really, only more blatant.
Well, I reckon Roden's decision with the ball in hand was as bad as the umpire's. Here's Wheatley. To Morton.
Nobody's reputation is safe here.
No, now he can kick it. Now, this is well and truly within his distance, but he's going to give it off.
Well, he had 4 options, and Bate is a long bomb. Has he got enough momentum up? He's given it a bit of a hook and a ride. Not quite there, but still a chance. Jeddah only as far as Chad Corns. And then Chad Corns will probably want the boundary line, or as close to it as he possibly can get. Melbourne still with the
Good
numbers.
Shepherd.
Green inside. McLean, can he deliver? Well, half volley. Wasn't a great kick. Logan getting back. High tackle by Robbo.
Should have had their chances almost to put Port Adelaide away.
Well, that's a dangerous kick too. Enormous pressure here. Off the ground by Corns was good. Laid on the up. Gray to run it out. Looked up and all he saw were Melbourne jumpers.
So he goes back over the shoulder. Kane Corns to half forward. Ebert outnumbered. Gets it on the ground the best he could do. Frawley picks it up. He's dispossessed. Back comes Ebert. He missed it. Goes across towards Carr. He's taken down. Spills behind Gray. Well played Ebert. Terrific stuff to Davenport. Centering kick. Coming back hard down there was Green. Not required at least initially. Warnock on his knees. Green has it. The danger is past. Taken by McDonald. McLean is breaking. Needs a kind bounce. Anything but. Roden. Hand passes forward. Terrible luck for Melbourne. Salopek inside the forward 50. And the mark is taken by Logan.
A bit stiff there, but it probably should have hit the target coming out. The player wasn't out of position, but I think he was out on his feet, McLean. Gee, they've had their opportunities.
I'll say. But Port with a chance to get them on the rebound here and make them pay.
Actually not a bad game.
No, that's terrific.
There's a bit happening.
Expect the unexpected.
Yep. Roden coming off. Needs a breather.
So Logan adjusted now, comes in, and that's a terrible kick. Just slides it through for a behind.
Good game, but poor skill then.
Yeah. Actually, I was talking on radio yesterday, and there's probably a flaw in this, but I want you to think about it during the week on your radio program. I'm not convinced about prior opportunity anymore.
No.
That's the grey area that gets umpires off the hook, or just confuses the issue.
Another one on the feet.
Thanks, Cam.
So Wheatley makes an error. What a strange first half we've seen. Salopek. Thurston's. Long kick to full forward. Tredray used the body.
All clear.
How far do you reckon St Kilda will be in front of these two teams at half-time right now? And what we've seen. It's entertaining. It's interesting. Now, Melbourne obviously is going through a rebuilding stage. Port hoping to challenge for finals berth. I reckon if Port were against a top 4 team today and what we've seen,
That'd be
when
8
we
goals
switched
down.
on, it'll be game over, wouldn't it?
Well, if they were playing Adelaide from last night, for example, they would be in serious trouble.
That'd be Freo score right now.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is with Port, sometimes they actually can match it with whoever they play.
Well, we saw that last week with Brisbane,
They
didn't we?
can go up, they can go down. I mean, it's they are a strange club, or collection of players more particular. That's unfair to the club. The ball's out of bounds in the pocket.
It was a big call. I think they tried to put Melbourne to sleep in the first 5 minutes today with them.
Well, they put the umpires to sleep.
Each man took out a stopwatch and just waved it in front of his opponent. You are growing sleepy. Flicked down behind by Lane. Gray goes after it. Surgeon's in there. Surgeon gives a hand pass off. Stolen away by Jetta, though. Jetta, with some time, comes out wide. Dying seconds of the term, close to the boundary. Well done by Corns, but then no luck. It was across the line. So a boundary throw-in. Clock is stopped at 22 seconds.
Pivotal duel that. Corns a lot of the ball in the first quarter, including that goal. Davey coming back hard in this term. Lade worked under it by J-Mark, headed. And it'll be ball up.
I think that's enough for the quarter now. Unless they get a really big quick clearance here, Port Adelaide.
Go on, mate.
So a couple of goals in it, with a long break looming. First half dominated by Jurra, and
Arms up, guys. Arms up. Well done.
his 3 first quarter goals. And some weird and wonderful things we've seen here in this first half. McDonald's kick, and we've seen a bit of that out of bounds on the full. That won't do any damage.
Over here, Matty, back a metre. Matt, play on.
So Salopek, who kicked a nice goal. Chad Corns throws that footy away in disgust. Brogan got a good goal in that second quarter. Chad had he had his moments. And at half-time here, it's been that man that's been the talk of the town, Liam Jurra. At half-time, Melbourne looking for 2 on the trot. Well, they lead by 2. It's 9-6 to 7-6.
That's quite remarkable. Melbourne 13 up there and only 12 points up. They need to sort of maximise their thrust inside that forward 50. Port still well in the game despite trying to harm themselves as they seem to be doing in that first 2 quarters.
Let's have a look what Aaron Davies going to do. He's been given a special job inside the centre square at the moment. Might be to start there and push forward and be a dangerous inside attacking 50 player after the bounce.
Start of the 3rd term of the G. Brogan taps it down. Jamar finds it. McDonald out of the congestion. Hoists it very high down towards half forward. Pettid's in front. Couldn't complete the mark. Pettigrew dives after the footy. Gets the free. Will they be energised? Chad Corns. Surgeon. He has been from the start. Goes out towards the wing. Brogan. Jamar. A battle of the dinosaurs. And Jamar did well. Davey, McLean, his 15th possession. Bell. Now Bate, run down from behind. That's better. Well done by Chad Corns. Fired up.
There you are.
Hoping for the David Roden rule there.
So here's Pearce from Corns. Back to Kane Corns, and now Cracker from Thurston's. Little kick to Westhoff, who sits and waits for a while and then gets it back to Cracker, who's run hard. The kick to Gray, one-hand Gray. He's a clever player. He can't get around. Well done at the back by Bell. But Port do look a little more energetic.
Just have a look at this. Probably knocked out of his hand. Good tackle there by Bell.
Wheatley tried to break the first tackle. Jamar had to get down very low. Roden, Burgoyne, and Cassisi there.
High ball. Yep.
First goal pretty important here. Port Adelaide get it. I'll have real belief that they can string a few together and put pressure on the scoreboard where Melbourne haven't been able to do so.
Bounce about 25 metres out from goal. Then Brogan reaches over the top. Cassisi goes after it. And that ball's not coming out.
Never dived on it. Ball just spilled in behind.
At half-time, the leading possession winner on the ground was Cassisi with 20. Umpire James gets it high again. Brogan hooks it down. Falling to the ground, Bell. Green. Warnock goes after it. Gathers. Bruce confronted by Gray. Back to McDonald. He's in the back pocket. Loops it over the top. Now Wheatley spears a pass in. Needed to get there quickly. It did. Maloney has it.
It was the only option he had because Port Adelaide had set up the wall and they've been able to do that. They've got the loose out wide now, Melbourne.
It's Cameron Bruce is the one wide.
Yep, they've got him now.
And Bell spotted him. And then Bruce down the line, looking for Pettit. Pettigrew did well there, Pettit. He worked Pettigrew underneath it and then goes for goal, and that's a bad miss.
But it's also a bad option because he had 3 players inside the centre corridor that he probably could have looked at. Had to just get the eyes down, have a look in there first. If it's not open, then you have a shot. At least don't cut all your options out with just narrowing your eyesight at the big sticks.
So Thurston's from Carlisle, and then Thurston's goes short.
Pettigrew. Right on the defensive 50.
This week Melbourne have been good. They've been able to shut Port Adelaide down off half back and made it very tough for them. That's a shocking option there by Port.
McLean comes back to the middle. They work it forward. Maloney to Bruce across the ground. Jones knocked it to his own advantage, runs to 50, feigns a hand pass. Well, in effect, gave one off.
Oh, clever.
Belatedly, and Green finds Jetta. That was a clever kick.
Well, and it was really clever by Jones. It looked awkward, but the player actually got to him quicker than he thought, and he had no other option. It would have been smothered, so he actually saw it unfold pretty quickly in front of him, but a really good spot up there by Green.
So Jetta will kick a goal from about 25 metres out. The margin currently at 13.
David Roden's just come off. He's got his thigh heavily strapped. Looked a little bit proppy.
Goal here makes it 19. Still well short of value for effort.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Well, he aimed there. He aimed there and he was hoping to hook it around, but went exactly where he ran towards.
He's looked lively, hasn't he? He's done enough, you think, to have kicked a couple of goals today. Hasn't finished off some good work.
No movement here by Port.
So Cracker short to Carlisle. Carlisle. Well, that was touched off the boot. Maloney front spot. Salopek. Maloney was able to hang on the tackle and did pretty well in the end. Then Green got it. Back to Bell. Burgoyne's tackle okay. Warnock back to Bell. They've created something here, Melbourne. They've got a couple of loosies. A kick to Bate.
Free kick. He's clever because most players try and play to the right-hand side, but Bates very awkward, and he turns himself as though he's going to mark it in the right, then he takes it in the left.
So he's kicked to full forward. Melbourne with some terrific numbers, and Robbo flew as a shield.
That was a great kick. That was a super kick and a super setup. They knew it was going to go there, and Russell Robertson played an important role here. There's the free kick. Robbo knew this.
Here it is.
Just knew it and pulled out of the option. So well done. They're in trouble here. They're in big trouble here, Port Adelaide.
4 times this year, Pettit's kicked a couple of goals in a game, and he's going to do it for the 5th right now. And Melbourne get the important opening goal of the second half.
You just saw David Roden limp off the ground. He actually copped a corky just before half-time, about a minute before half-time. Obviously, over that time, he's cooled down. It's actually seized up, so he's gone down the race. He had a bit of work on it from the physio, and I'd say be on the bike, just trying to loosen it up.
Jamar knocked it down. McDonald got it. Immediately attracted a crowd. Ricky Pettit getting that last goal. Took a career-high 14 marks against Port Adelaide, round 6, 2007, and was the NAB Rising Star nominee of that round. Corns advances at a couple of metres, taken on the bounce by Brogan, gave it to Pearce, back to Surgeon. Surgeon forced to retreat as well. Kane Corns goes across the ground. Carlisle clever. Knew a man was lurking behind Pettigrew, having a terrible day. Now he's away. That's better. Cracker. Cassisi, who's been terrific, back to Cracker. Could score from here. Runs to 50. Wide of the mark. Will it stay in for Melbourne? They'd like it to. Bruce confronted. Not too easy. Got around Burgoyne. Comes up short of the wing. Maloney can run. Brogan's after him. Maloney kicks it down towards the half-forward line. Surgeon, wonderful mark, wonderful courage. Surgeon's hand pass not so good, tried to run onto his own ball. Davey lost it, scrambled forward, fumbled forward by Corns. Pearce went to ground. Hand pass came out of there from Kane Corns. Kicked by Salopek down towards full forward. Half chance for Burgoyne playing for a free. Bell's in trouble. Cassisi taken by Bell and Frawley. And the umpire will ball it up 20 metres out.
I haven't seen Port Adelaide fumble as much as what they have today. You've got to take your opportunities, and gee, that was a great effort there by Surgeon.
And Surgeon and Cassisi are keeping Port in it, you'd think at the moment.
Yep.
Where are their big blokes, Port Adelaide? They've had no... Warren Treadray's barely been sighted. Chad Corns has been very quiet. Thurston's, Brogan, Lade, they've all been way below their normal output.
Well, as far as the season's concerned, you feel like the moment's come, don't you?
Yep, they've got a half a footy here, otherwise they put the queue in the rack for 2009.
So Pearce coughed it up. Well done, Maloney to Martin. That's a good kick. Gives Bate a chance. Thurston did very well against the flow. He's going to hold his feet now. Went to ground. Bate with him. Good contest. Well umpired. Good stuff.
Two pretty tired boys. They worked all the way down into Port Adelaide's forward line and pushing back. It was a good kick, but good play by Thurston to hold it up.
So Lade wins the tap. Cassisi got his fingers on it. Doesn't quite get it out. And Pearce and Jones.
Had a very quiet day, Pearce. He's only had the 10 possessions, but he's had no impact. He's taken very few bounces. In fact, he's had no bounces and hasn't taken the game on at all.
Chad Corns getting into his move a little early.
Let's have a look at Melbourne's forward 50. That's Port's. Port Adelaide, they've only got 2 in there, so all the players are playing in the centre of the ground.
Green hoisted down towards half forward. Coming over the top was Carlisle. Jarrah still going after the footy. Jarrah. Salopek knocked forward by Davey. Good by Carr. Stewart was holding the ball. Dangerous situation for Port.
Climb back on. That's mine.
Davey goes across the ground. Morton. He pulls up about 55 metres from goal.
He's a thumping kick. He's a thumping kick then.
Jarrah's lurking back there too. They're giving him a bit of space to run up this ball. Jarrah. Well, I can't understand why you wouldn't get a body on him.
With the long arms. That would go gadget arms.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just at least have contact? The bloke with the footy's not going to kick it to you. If you're a Port man, Jarrah runs around. He's kicked the goal.
The football operations manager of the Melbourne Football Club, and Chris, you actually thought that Liam would pass that off then?
Yeah, look, he had a good look. If you ever go to Yuendumu and watch the Warlpiri people play, they are so selfless in what they do. So that was a surprise to me, but there was obviously no option.
He done it easy, didn't he?
So Gray out of the centre. Ebert went to ground. Second effort. Okay, good in fact. Warnock. Bell did well. He's had a good match. To Green.
Too tough.
To Morton. They've got a taste for it now, the D's. They can smell a bit of power blood, you reckon. Dunn got it from Jamar. Back to Jamar. Back to Dunn. Through the centre. Carving them up now. Green's normally a good kick. He's got his target. Then Jetta quickly on. And McLean's got it.
They're asleep, Port Adelaide. They are getting run off their feet. They're not willing to push back. And at the moment, Melbourne is showing them what work rate is required to win a game of football. See, they're dangerous through the centre of the ground too, the D's. They're just handballing, crowding the loose man. And they always bring it back inside to actually have a better shot at goal.
Well, they lead by 4 goals to Melbourne. Jarrah's kicked 4-2.
Here's the difference, Bruce.
Here's McLean. This to make life very, very difficult.
Kick.
It had to happen sooner or later. Now, he's got some thinking to do.
Better put pen to paper too.
Well, he's probably thinking, will I? It could be a bad move. Hacked out of there by Corns inside the forward 50. Still plenty of time for Port, though. Are they willing to put themselves on the line? Burgoyne just run over the football, socked by Chad Corns. Chad Corns with courage, well done. Knocked at Goalwood, falling to Grant Carr. Kane Corns. Goal. Wow, wonderful. Wonderful by the Corns brothers. The cream comes to the surface. Do all you like.
Port get the desperately needed goal. And they're back to 26 points. The signs are not good. They've got a couple of players completely out of touch. Carr gets a little kick away. Pearce, Cassisi, Westhoff up the ground. Bruce has been loose down back and has been good. McLean to Bruce. Decides to go over the top. They've been good. They've been able to get behind Port a few times. Jetta, Peter Burgoyne, who needs a big second half here, you would think. Logan back to Peter Burgoyne. Well, it was a dangerous kick late. In the end, should have taken the mark. Probably thought it wasn't going to get to him at one stage. And then on hands and knees, Davey rips it away to Jura. Well done by Surgeon, I think. That's an interesting matchup. Two blokes that have probably had the biggest impact on the game so far. Davenport to Kane Corns, but nowhere really to go. And then Burgoyne's kick is an awful one.
Throw it up!
That hurts.
Didn't need to do it either.
No. Stand the mark, somebody. Pearce takes the footy and runs where the man on the mark should have been. Goes down towards half forward, still going. 55 metres out. Well, he had to get the distance there because the only man back is Jamar. And now Melbourne will build around the outer side. Green is breaking for Morton. He's got it now. Next man in the chain is Martin. Martin in best position. Up he goes. Good defence by Thurstons. Martin, though, got the footy on the half volley to Pettit just outside the 50. Thurstons comes again. Sweeping hand pass over the top. Roden in trouble, run down. But got the hand pass away. Thurstons, he's plumb tuckered out. He fell over. The hand pass, an errant one. Kane Corns. Roden. No margin for errant out for Port. Davenport feeds it back. It's taken by Carr. Pinpoints the ball. Burgoyne gave it to Kane Corns on the lead. Gray with the arms chopped. No free kick. Wheatley fed it out. Morton now Frawley around the outer side. Cuts back towards the corridor. Martin comes on a lead. Awkward half volley. Still Martin battles. In comes Pettit. He's outnumbered 3-on-1. Wants to tie it up for Melbourne. Wrenched away by Burgoyne. Gets a hand pass up the top to Kane Corns. Comes back to Roden. Roden digs it in and goes hard. 70 metres out from goal. On the lead, Treadway. All Melbourne at the back.
It's been that story most of the day. Port with just no targets forward, have they? Treadway worked underneath it again. They've been good at the D's. I feel like the game's going to be won or lost in the next 10 minutes because the eddy's been upped a bit, hasn't it?
Well, the difference is Port Adelaide have had no forward line pressure, where Melbourne, every time Port are trying to release, Melbourne forwards have worked really hard. The Port Adelaide forwards have nowhere near been anywhere good enough at stopping Melbourne bringing the ball out.
So Pettit has kicked a couple, kicks to half forward. McLean was a target. Carlisle to Corns, then back again. Surgeon put under pressure. Was a trip. So Logan to Westhoff, who's up the ground now. He's a goal kicker. Back to Logan. There's nothing forward. To Pettigrew. To Corns. They can't break the line, and then Corns just coughs it up because there was nowhere to go.
Getting smothered, aren't they?
Ran out of ideas. Sort of feel, where are all their players at the moment? McDonald got it back from McLean and then goes with a long one. Jura's in the frame. Couldn't quite get there. Salopek just ducked his head a bit. Logan, well, he ducked his head too. Looking for free, but he did all right, Logan. Cassisi to Carlisle.
For the outside of the boot, a clever kick. Across the ground, Davenport worked off the line of the ball, held without it.
It's a good effort, though. He held him up. He gets the numbers back.
But unfortunately was lying on the ground. Davenport comes away, kicks it to the 50. Treadray's got it, turns around, sends a high ball in. Cracker. Oh, and over the top. Chad Corns.
He's a proud player, this bloke. He let his team down in the second term, but you can tell players that actually care about their footy club and about their jumper, and him and his brother, they never give in. From start to finish, you will see them give 100%.
If I was a Melbourne supporter in the crowd, I would tell other Melbourne supporters, stop booing.
Yeah.
Never moon a werewolf. And he comes, hits the post halfway up.
Might be working though, Den.
Do you think? Well, he hit the post, I suppose.
Where you are. So the D's. Davey gets it from Jones. And Davey, good kick to Maloney. You know, to get on that side of the wing a lot today. And then bring it through the corridor.
This is where they've been able to cut Port Adelaide up. They've just come through and no pressure.
So Grimes to Bruce to Grimes. Cracker running hard, but Wheatley. And then Wheatley kicking to Jamar. Well done, though, by Thurstons.
He's had to sit on a couple, Toby Thurstons. And he's copped a couple of big knocks. But that's what you want off your tall backman.
I feel like Port finally's raised an effort, but they're looking at a pretty handy deficit on the board. So Davenport.
This is where they've got nothing to go to.
Cracker. Almost individually have to break the lines. Long kick forward, laid a chance, got it.
Go! Good mark.
In good hands, you would reckon, wouldn't you, with Lade?
We saw his first kick a goal and it was a beauty, straight through the middle.
Right out, please. Thank you.
All of a sudden, it's only just over 3 goals again, so they're well and truly in the game.
You stay in that line, that's great.
It's the first time they've taken a contested mark inside 50 today, Paul.
Gee, that's damning, isn't it? Because they played tall down there for the best part of the day.
Well, big kick for Lade.
Beautiful.
He's a magnificent set shot, isn't he? He always has been. So, Port still alive.
It's terrific for the forwards.
Don't understand, Dennis, why they don't do it more often. Get it in there and put your defenders under pressure.
Right, David, I'm with you.
Knock it out.
Battle in the centre. Roden over the football. Falling to the ground. Grimes got it out. Back goes Wheatley under pressure. Peeling off nicely. Brucey's been terrific. Green clubs it wide. Jones has got the run of it, bearing down. Well done by Davenport. Can he go again? He does. Deserves a free kick. Nothing doing. Not sure the fist of Wheatley made contact. That was terrific by Davenport. 3 strong tackles, all to no avail. As Green goes to Bruce, centering kick Martin. Martin runs inside the 50. Question of accuracy. Port's future could ride on the kick. He's missed. Last couple of times Melbourne have gone forward, players have been one-on-one inside their forward 50, but the players running back with the Port players have dropped off, giving them the number. I think now the Melbourne players need to run inside. Keep pushing up forward because Port are building from half-back.
Corns from the car.
Good kick.
Handball. Now Ebert. Clever. Poking forward. Frawley and Lade. Frawley had the dash. Now Wheatley. He's got Green very long. He's run a long way. Back to Green. Needs the half volley. Port in with a chance here. Corns did very well. He's having a good quarter, Corns. He was held up. Then Salopek twists and turns. Cleverly. Roden. 49 metres out. Delivering a goal. They are a chance now.
Yote.
Of our forwards, and we've got to make sure we put pressure on there, but also that we convert when we have opportunities, and that's what we haven't done.
Looks like they got a chance here. Got a free kick out of the centre bounce.
Melbourne football manager Chris Connolly talking with Ricky Olorenshaw. Martin's kick not good, taken by Salopek. Drives it inside the forward 50. Rivers now.
Gee, that was a poor setup by Port. They had 5 in the centre square, and the umpire picked it up and just not communicating enough to midfielders.
Wheatley. Melbourne need to dare to win this game. That's holding the ball. Gray. Pearce will kick a goal from here. Just missed.
Just a Melbourne player down on his knees. Brent Maloney. Looks like it's Bell with a sore right hand shoulder. That's right on the AC joint where he's holding.
So Bell is coming off. It's Bell, I think. Out of defence, Bruce has been very good. High ball, wonderful mark, Corns.
Great grab.
Almost single-handedly turning this thing around. They've got the extra man out there. I think perhaps I would have gone for the stretcher. Stewart, Salopek inside the forward 50. Mark is taken by Ebert. Well, they should have called for the stretcher. Ebert.
Oh, this is a big hit.
Bill won't be back. Going back to the flight of it down there was Morton. Got a fist on it. The ball's out of bounds. Great pressure by Roden.
That was unbelievable by Melbourne. I think it was Carl Morton that came back with the flight of the footy den, put his arm up, and we'll see it here. He might just have a stinger.
So he might be back. McLean. There goes another theory of mine. If you're right, through midfield, Jones. Now Dunn.
Big chance for the D's now. Dunn going long to full forward. Pettit and Pettigrew at the back. Jetta. Ball still to E1. Pettit gets it out. Robbo.
Same place as last week, Bruce.
Got it in long. Good play there. It was Lyndon Dunn. He carried the footy and they got it in. A good contest there by Pettit. But Robbo, this is a sharp shot.
Same place he got the sealer against the West Coast Eagles, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
He likes that spot.
That's it. See, they've worked well, the forward line. The Melbourne forward line is starting to gel together. They don't let you get it out too easily either.
Like finding money on the street. Robbo in that forward pocket, he owns it. One of the all-time great ones. Characters.
Yeah, it's a big play now. Big 40 seconds here.
Dunn again. Oh, came quickly. Almost self-preservation for Corns.
3-on-1 already, though, over there for the D's.
Grimes. Bruce. Davey. If Melbourne get another goal, you would think that might be enough. Bate almost. Couldn't hang on. It's out of bounds.
Well, the clearance is 23-16 in favour of Melbourne. That says a fair bit about it. 42 to 33 inside 50s in favour of Melbourne as well.
Martin wrapped up. Brogan did well. McLean, Salopek.
Hold in. Fine.
So Port, when trailing at three-quarter time, have only won twice in Victoria ever.
It's not good stats then, is it?
Focus here.
No.
I'll need to pull something out.
Well, they pulled a bit out until the last minute, but that goal of Robbo's is a little cushion now.
A tactical question, Ox. If you were Mark Williams, would you mention that at three-quarter time?
No, I wouldn't. I would. I'd be staying as positive as I could be.
You gagged the statistician.
You would. He's got his work cut out, Mark Williams.
Well, they've trailed all day, haven't they? Melbourne threatened to blow them away in that quarter. To Port's credit, they came back, but Melbourne got a very important late goal through Robbo. And at three-quarter time, so much to do for the Power, as Melbourne lead at 87-68. 87-68. So 19-point margin here. You can see the tail of the tape below. Melbourne have had a pretty good lead for most of the last couple of quarters. Can they go on with it? Dean Bailey, all his wins have been here at the MCG, and 4 of his 5 wins as a coach have been against non-Victorian teams. Now the Hawks today and North Melbourne down in Launceston. Look at Hawthorn's last quarter, 5 goals to 1. Buddy kicked 4 goals today, Buddy Franklin. He kicked 3 of the last 4 goals of the match.
Wow.
And Hawthorn keep their season alive. That's what Port are trying to do here, you think. So Hawthorn there with a narrow win over North Melbourne. Ricky with Chris Conley.
Thanks, Macca. Well, crucial last goal that you guys got before three-quarter time, because it seemed like Port had the momentum.
Yeah, look, they're very difficult to score, to win the ball in defence of 50, move it the entire length of the ground and score a goal. So those goals tend to be worth more than just the 6 points. So I think it'll give the boys a real lift.
Well, I had a chance to listen to Choco address the Port boys, and that's what he was talking about. He was really positive about the way Port went about it. He wants them to play on, move the ball quickly, and he feels they've got the targets up forward to take some grabs.
Well, we've led all the key statistics, so I think it'll be all about who's got their hands on the ball. I think both teams are really going to take the game on. And for those who don't know, Daniel Bell has a dislocated shoulder, and people might know that you're his manager, Ricky, so you're all right, mate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, Bell. Yeah. He's had a rough trot with injury. He broke his thumb early in the season. He's fought his way back in this lineup, but with a dislocated shoulder, we just never know what can happen. They have to scan it tomorrow. He could possibly be back next week, or he may miss the rest of the season. So terrible news for Daniel Bell.
Yeah.
Just watching is Choco, just getting them into action. Toby Thurston didn't look too impressed with it.
He's done enough, Toby.
He's
hasn't got a bounce left.
Let's go, guys, we're going.
(13-9 to 10-8).
Thank you.
Melbourne have led at every change by 5 points at quarter time, 12 at half time, and now by 19. But gee, that flatters Port Adelaide. Melbourne should be a lot further in front, which is the good news for Port.
Yeah, they should
Any
be.
sort of showing, they can win.
It's probably an 8-goal difference in the sides at the moment.
Final term of the MCG. Jamar, Maloney, long kick inside the forward 50. Pettigrew knocks it towards the boundary.
Brogan's down.
Jetta with pace, keeps it alive, tries to feed it back. Down goes Corn, stolen by Pettit. A centering kick, Jamar in best position, almost the mark. Morton, not a good effort. It trickles out of bounds. Now, Jamar did the right thing there. He pushed forward very quickly.
Because he realised Brogan was down on his haunches.
Yep.
He's okay. Wave the trainers off.
Martin slaps it straight and delayed. Burgoyne went to ground, and the ball goes out of bounds again.
And Lade was sharp there because he was at full forward when that happened, and he took off, and now Brogan off the ground. So Port's forward structure changes now because Lade started this quarter in the goal square and now doing the ruck work. Cassisi has been very good. Peter Burgoyne, that's a shank to centre half back. Bruce has been the loose man down back. He had a fumble, even onto him.
Ball pin, no prior.
Just have a look at the Brogan one. He just caught one right under the ribs, and that's taken the wind out of his sails.
We say this a lot, but how big the first goal of this last quarter?
Huge.
Port get it. You reckon it's an even money game. If Melbourne get it, it'd feel like they're home.
No, that's fine.
Well, that's how big one piece of play can be.
Thank you, mate.
In a game of footy. Interesting thing, the ball's in the centre of the ground here. Port Adelaide don't have anyone inside their attacking area. Melbourne have got four lots of couples, so they're out there to win the game rather than save it.
On the up, McDonald, back to Bruce. Maloney, it's an impressive year, Maloney, to Rivers.
If he's playing good football, Melbourne are so much better off. He's a wonderful defender who just gives them so much time and energy down back.
He's just found it so hard to get on the park. That's holding the ball.
It's a poor decision to play on then. I don't know why Bate wouldn't have either protected him or told him that he was hot.
So Peter Burgoyne now kicks to half forward.
Rivers, as Ox said, consummate defender. See their body's taking a pounding.
Well, him
got a fist on it.
Well, him and Maloney both in the picture there. They're injury prone. They've copped their fair share over the journey. If they can stay fit, Dean Bailey's got something to work with.
Came from North Adelaide, Jared Rivers. Boundary throw in, knocked down by Lade. Cassisi, who's been very good. Cracker, just hand passes inside the 50. Bruce, 29 possessions now. Frawley, Maloney, sweeping inside Grimes. Did pretty well to get down and half volley it. Frawley, not too convincing. He was sold into trouble. And Gray gets the free kick directly in front, 30 metres out. A goal here, and it's back to 13 points.
Two really bad handballs then to put the team under pressure. Good tackle there by Gray. Needs to kick this now.
Otherwise he can go in, mate, and just holds it up.
Frawley possibly should have just thrown it on the boot and sent it pretty wide outside the 50.
Very reluctant to do that, though, players, are they?
They are. This is a worse result, though. Gray.
Kick.
Steely. Beautiful. Goal.
All up today. So I think one of those is going to have to do something in terms of goal scoring in this final term. But Port get a very important goal and maybe an important clearance. Roden running the wrong way and then kicking out wide. Here is Ebert. Bounce wasn't good. It was a pretty poor kick by Roden. And now Maloney's been so good and he's kicked the ball well today.
Good Shepherd.
McDonald onto it, that Shepherd from Bate, and then McDonald inside the 50. Robbo's big fly, Jetta at the back. Peter Burgoyne pushing it to Surgeon. Back to Peter Burgoyne. Couldn't walk over the line. Thurston, Salopek. And Salopek looked up. Chad Corns has got it. So, well, Treadray. Wasn't a great kick by Corns. And then McLean. Warnock, that was terrific by Corns then, and then Lade decides to hack it. Terrific effort by Frawley because Ebert was in a good spot, and Frawley did so well there to Bruce.
Bruce the short one to McLean. What about Chad Corns giving everything? He's missed a lot of football. Well, he's setting the example at the moment. It's Brad Green. Play-on's the call, just sets it up. Robertson coming at the footy. Will he get there? No, it bounces away from him. Carlisle goes back, just loops it over the top. Thurston's missed the target. Missing the ball was Davey. Bounces to Bruce, spots Davey, who was lurking out the back, tries to time the release. Pettard's got it. Heart in the mouth stuff for Port supporters. He's kicked a goal.
Pettard gets a third goal. First time in his career. 4 times this year a couple and a third today. What a telling blow that may turn out to be. Port are going to fight hard here. Melbourne have been like winners all day. They've deserved to win, but there's still a bit of footy to be played. Bruce could smother though. It was Cassisi that did the smothering. Roden to Pearce, and then Pearce's little kick. Very wide. Gray trying to turn them inside out. That is a goal. No, hit the post.
Bad luck.
Hey, Brad! She had looked a chance in the run.
And he knew what he was doing. It was deliberate.
Yeah.
It's become regulation, though, isn't it?
2 metres, thanks, Josh. 2 metres, thank you, buddy. Right on.
Jones.
He's had a good afternoon, Jones. He's played on Pearce and he stitched him up in the first half.
Morton. Good afternoon to Noel and Valda. Davey. Running down this broadcast wing now is Green.
Oh, super kick.
Bate wants it to the middle. Kick goes in that direction. Pitched in just short. Taken by Jetta. And Jetta misses everything, I think. Out of bounds on the fall.
He's just not as polished as what he'd like to be at the moment, Jetta. He gets his hands on and he gets enough opportunities at goal.
That applies to most of us. Whoops.
This is bad.
Oh, that's shocking. That is terrible. Pettard. This is an old West Perth boy too. It's taken by Liam Jarrah. Gave it to Pettard. Trying to hack it out of midair was Morton. Back comes Jarrah. Down he goes. Taken by Thurston's over the top to Cassisi. Completes a full circle. Burgoyne. Thurston speeds it forward. Stewart. They're away.
It's the worst piece of play you'll ever see.
Oh, well, it's not over yet. He sold West off into trouble. Kept coming, Surgeon. Surgeon's got a big heart, but the ball is behind him. Now he's got a big mouth. Had a bit to say. Thought he was held. Maloney's got the football. He's confronted by Carr. Goes back to Dunn. And Dunn comes across the ground. Missed by Grimes initially. Now McDonald.
Sanity prevails for a moment. Kicks to Bruce. And then Bruce on and finds the target.
Oh, that was cruel. Chad Corns had worked so hard. He's just missed a lot of footy and he had to push back and he had no more effort left in his legs.
Well, Grimes is a very good kick. He's a long way out, but he can nail it home here.
This is well within his capabilities.
The old number 16.
Big Bob.
It's kicked 1 goal in his career, this youngster. Hasn't played a lot of matches. Not going to be a goal. Jarrah had a fair bit of it.
Wendy, clear out, guys.
Well, you reckon the D's are 1 goal away, aren't they?
Oh, well, Port Adelaide are their worst enemies at the moment.
Gee, Jarrah got both hands to it too, didn't he? Did the hard work and it came out.
Geez, look at this zone that Melbourne have got set up. Good luck penetrating this.
Wade. Cassisi hasn't stopped running, hasn't stopped trying. Carr goes forward. Salopek around the other side. Cassisi up to 29 possessions. Salopek cuts inside now. Kicks inside the forward 50. Dunn came from behind. Warnock has played another splendid game. They combine again. Rivers gave it to McLean. Green breaks away. Pettit can run inside the 50. Will he take Lade on? I think he will. Tries to hook it back. Robertson in best position. Wrestles down there with Carlisle. Carlisle hung on to. Going to ground Cassisi. And the umpire will ball it up. Wonderful by Carlisle. Body to body with Robertson and beat him.
It's a bad option by Pettit. He should have taken Lade on. He was much quicker than the big fella and didn't trust his own ability.
Yeah, Carlisle did well there. He should have got a free. Thurstons. Well, just that quick tackling again. Davey putting the pressure on. And then Green's little toe poke back. They're looking for the knockout punch. The D's, they can't find it. Logan, Cassisi, what a game he's played. Westhoff.
Yep.
Running hard. Davenport's kicked wide. Gray's got to go. Takes the mark. Goes on here now. He's a good finisher. That's a terrible kick.
Oh, dear.
They can't find a goal, Port. And Melbourne are 1 goal away, you'd think.
How Port are this close, I have no idea.
Jones to Warnock. It's not quite last Sunday at Etihad, is it?
No, if you like your footy with slapstick, it's Butte. Hand pass comes back from Roden, taken by Cassisi over the top. Surgeon Davenport, that was good. Davenport lines up, and they're still alive, Port Adelaide. Remarkably.
I think they'd like Lade at full forward. He kicked an important goal in that second term. Jamar went, Lade stayed down. Cassisi.
No advantage.
Gee, the skipper's played well today.
Well, he's coming in for number 32. He's had 7 tackles, 9 of those contested, 6 clearances. He's had a fair afternoon. A lot of numbers back here now.
Salopek a target, and he's normally a good kick, Salopek. He's got Westhoff on his own, and he's got him.
Well, he's been unsighted, Westhoff.
He kicked a clever goal, didn't he, in the opening term around the body.
But since then, we haven't really seen him. Kick this. Comes back to 7 points. And as we stand at the moment, if the scores finish like this, Melbourne are off the bottom of the ladder.
Well, before today, he hadn't kicked a goal at the MCG, Westhoff. He may get a second here. That's a lovely straight kick. And Port Adelaide are now officially back in the game.
Desperate stakes, particularly for Port Adelaide looking to play finals this year. It's really out of the coach's hands now. The players really have to get in and win the ball and use it well, and we've got to get some scoreboard pressure back on.
Bodies go in willingly. That hurt McLean. Umpire will bounce it again. Now,
he's made a couple of changes here too. Mark Williams. He's put Nathan Cracker up forward, hoping for a little bit of a spark inside 50, especially if the ball hits the ground.
McLean in a world of hurt right there. And how Port within 7 points is a mystery. Like Lyle Lovett and Julia Roberts. No explanation. Over the football, Cassisi taken front on and wrestled down by Davey, and the umpire will do it again.
Brock McLean's in big trouble. He's got to come off. He's had ankle problems over the journey, and hopefully he hasn't re-injured that same ankle.
Well, if I'm a betting man, I'm putting the house on Port Adelaide. Off hands taken by Wheatley, who kicks inside the forward 50. Hang on. hold the house. There goes Robertson back towards the middle. Big leaps down there. Lucky it came forward. Well done, Thurston's again. He's been stellar back there. Pushes up the ground. Cassisi, the skipper, a searching run through midfield. Goes to half forward. Needs a mark. Corns couldn't hang on. Westhoff. In trouble, Westhoff. Did he get booked to ball? No.
Kick it, incorrect display. Jared Rivers kick.
Probably should have given it off, Westhoff. He had Cracker short. Here's Wheatley running hard. It's a good kick. That's a lovely kick. Well, Ricky Pettit's kicked 3 goals today.
Geez, Pearce was very, very lazy then. He watched Paul Wheatley go past him, and then he decided to put in the... Then he decided to put in the big ones once Wheatley got past him. Too late. You got to switch on earlier than that. Probably not the bloke we want the ball in his hands, Mark James, after his last effort from the same spot.
Stephen, keep going.
Well, he gives it to Maloney. And Maloney from 50 hooking it. So Melbourne have got to think their way through this last 8 minutes, you would think.
When you've lost so many games in such a long period of time, sometimes you forget how to win and win easily.
Laid, clever mark. Well, it goes to Carr, and Carr's kicked down the line. Logan and Bruce, boundary throw in.
Bruce has had a very good afternoon on Logan. Cameron's had 35 touches, 18 kicks, 17 handballs, 11 contested possessions.
Boundary thrown on the outer side. Laid arrived in just the nick of time. Got it down to Carr, to Davenport. Peter Burgoyne. Kicks down towards half forward, pushing up the ground and sliding his Cracker. Now we know he's a long kick. Takes something off this one though. Goes to the lead of Gray. Loose ball at the back. Corns was coming up. It spills across to Salopek. The hand pass a bit too high for Gray. He goes to ground. Good defence down there by Warnock. Able to knock it out. The hand pass came across to Frawley now. As they get numbers back, Melbourne. Frawley finds Jamar. And they can regroup and get some structure.
Move it on now, play on!
Well, they've relied upon their movement all day, so they'd want to stick to that.
Maloney kicks beyond the wing. Jarrah wanted it most. McDonald gives it back to Jarrah. A buzz of excitement goes around the MCG. Long kick, Pettit.
Wow. Jarrah again involved, but Pettit just planted the hips and used his weight. It's just here, he just holds right there. He knew where the ball was going to land. And Pettigrew has not had the best afternoon.
The footy ground can be cruel. There's no place to hide. You just take your medicine. Pettit gets his 4th.
Have answered the challenge, Chris, but are they home?
Oh, look, I think Josh Marnie's really picked off the Port Adelaide defence and really isolated players in dangerous positions. And it's a credit to the players. They've really stood up when they're under enormous pressure. They should be proud of themselves.
And the good news too, boys, on Brock McLean. He's right near his jar, but he's ready to come back on.
That is good news. Stewart went in hard. Brogan clever. Toe poke. Corns. Cassisi to Cracker. He could finish here. He doesn't do it. He ran out of room. Half volley there by Burgoyne. Good tackle from the front by Dunn. A little give from Maloney. Corns fetches it. Davenport. Brogan. They need a cool head. Wide to Westhoff. Couldn't get anything on the kick. Terrific Green. Westhoff punches forward. Cracker this time. No, clear. Misses.
And that's what he was brought down there by Mark Williams to do, was be that sharp shooter and miss the opportunity.
13 points the difference. Still plenty of time. Grimes to himself. Now, he's normally a pretty good kick. Grimes runs away. Comes out wide, marked by Jetta. Surgeon in 2 minds there. Ran to the man he thought would get the hand pass. Jetta, meantime, went the other way and continues to go that way. Although the hand pass from Maloney at his feet. It's hacked forward by Port. Close to the boundary line on the full. And then compounds the error by arguing Westhoff. Applies a tackle on Morton. Salopek's got the footy. It's harder than it looks, particularly at this time in the game. That was
Steve, when you got it, mate. That was funny.
That was funny. That was like going hunting with Dick Cheney. Your mate gets you. We've got to bounce forward to the wing.
Thurston's doing the ruck work. Cassisi. Well, they can't afford to make a blue here, Port. Everything's got to be spot on. Haven't done that all day.
The umpire's in the way.
Treadray, does he get a free? He does.
Got hold of him. Had enough. Straight to him, yes, quick.
Well, it's a tough kick. It's
a captain's goal needed. We know he's not the skipper, but he once was.
He's great on the left running around, but he probably can't create that angle here.
So what we need, Ox, is a past captain's goal.
We need a pass. Yes.
What's the mark?
Always to the near side. So Port crawling after Melbourne. They've got to get into a fast car, and their car at the moment is just chugging along. It's been an entertaining afternoon, but not if you're a Port supporter, I reckon, right now.
It's been terrific, though. Whitley up the middle. McLean. Just under 5 minutes to go now. Port need a goal in the next minute and a half. Melbourne with other ideas. Maloney to half forward. Good spoil by Carlisle from behind, taken by Green. Stopped effectively by Thurstons, who was held without it. Carlisle gave it across. Weighted numbers tells the story. Davenport gave it to Corns. Swings it back to Surgeon. Surgeon, a good afternoon. Chips to the wing. Taken by Gray. Still over 4 minutes. Gray with the ball. Goes down towards half forward. Out of bounds.
That's been their problem. Missed too many easy targets.
Hold it up.
So, Chris Connolly, thanks for your efforts today. 4 minutes to go. Good luck with the last 4 minutes from Melbourne's point of view. It's been a terrific contribution with Ricky on the bench there. So 101 to 89. Couple of goals in it. Cassisi again. Peter Burgoyne couldn't quite get through. Kane Corns, Davey brilliant. Little undercarriage handball was good. Bate held up in the tackle.
Holding. Well done.
So the clock becomes a factor. At the moment, plenty of time, but every 10-15 seconds important. Brogan, Roden, who loves to run and carry. Interesting hand pass. Corns probably had more time, but outnumbered. Well done, Logan. Back to Davenport. Pearce is on the right side. Oh, that's a big shank. That's a terribly disappointing result. He would have fancied himself from there.
It should have been. He was on his preferred leg, and he tried to kick around the corner rather than straightening up and kicking a drop punt.
Just wonder if there's any more chances left.
Grimes stood his ground. Will get a free kick.
They'd be happy with Grimes' development. Nebrising star last week and can play forward too, Bruce. So he might be just learning his trade down back, and he's got enough tricks to suggest that he can play forward.
There's Wheatley. Well, Grimes, 16 marks last week, 13 the week before. What's he done today?
He's had a pretty good day. He's only had 5, but he's had 17 touches.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you accumulate them. Doing it a different way today. Here's Green. So Melbourne haven't done this very often, so I guess they wouldn't be that good at it, running down the clock. Comes across debate. He'll be okay, though. We like him. Grimes. Now he's taking some marks. Grimes across the ground. Well, shows a lot of the ball to Cracker. Got a fist on it. Warnock to Rivers. Hurriedly, close to the boundary line. Maloney took it out. With intent, I'd suggest.
So if the Demons win, they go off the bottom of the ladder. Freo will have 16th spot tonight if Melbourne hang on. They've been there for much of the last 2 years, Melbourne. Cassisi, is that a throw? Good tackle by Bate. We'd say surely they can't lose, Ox. I mean, they're 2 goals in front with 2 minutes to go.
No, well, we've seen that too often this year to suggest that it's it's over would be, I think, just playing with fire.
Thinking of the 3 scoring shots Port need. Gray, Corns, no one home. Well, Martin missed it. Treadray couldn't accelerate through. Might get a second crack. Martin on hands and knees. Ebert.
They haven't played like a side today, Port Adelaide, that are desperate to make finals. Their season on the line, they just have they haven't shown enough intensity against the side. In all seriousness, if they had been switched on, they should have beaten, because the skill level from both teams has been deplorable at times.
So Melbourne, it seems, will get off the bottom. It's hard to come up with a scenario that sees them lose here as Davey kicks out towards the wing. Carlisle with some time over the shoulder. Pettigrew finessing, has a bounce, goes down towards half forward. Last roll of the dice time. Off hands, falls behind. Gray, Pearce snaps it back. Drifting back is Green, coming back with courage and taking the mark is Ebert. Oh, that was wonderful. Green complete his case, but regardless,
let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this, Den. I'm not convinced. Not convinced.
Back to here. Back to here.
I think you've got to give it to Ebert.
All right. I am convinced.
That's what I like about you.
I'm easily convinced.
So pliable. So Ebert, huge kick. He's got the goal. No, he hasn't. He's missed to the near side. Gee, I thought, judging by his reaction, he had it. He slammed that ball towards goal. And the margin is 11 points. A draw could have been on the cards had he kicked it.
And he did it down in Tassie one day, didn't he? So what a great afternoon for the Demons. First time they've won a couple in a row for 2 seasons. First time under Dean Bailey they've done that. And for Port, doesn't get much more miserable than this at the MCG before 15,000 people. This is one of the more disappointing days in their club. It's history. Here's Morton. Roden looking for a free kick, not there.
I tell you, he'll be loving this, the great Jim Steins. You see his club get off the bottom.
Out of hospital. He's at home today.
Came out today, Oxo. What a couple of terrific wins back-to-back here by Melbourne at the G against West Coast and Port.
Dying seconds now. Roden sends it goalward. Green's in the road, though. Melbourne have weathered the storm.
Port's finals chances are just about finished in the next 3 seconds.
Wait for the siren.
So 101 to 90. They led all the way, Melbourne. They certainly deserve to win. I think what was so perplexing was that Port was so close.
Yeah, they gave them a chance. They were strong enough in the end, though.
Well, Jarrah set it up early, didn't he? And then Pettit almost finished it off. 8 goals between 2 youngsters. He's the story, really, of the day in many ways, Jarrah. So an upset, and really upsetting Port this year. Melbourne 101 to 90.
Hi, Mark Beretta at the Dunlop Townsville 400.